So everyone always tells you that peeking is about the buttons that you press and how you press them. For example, I have to slice the pie. Or I have to swing wide when I'm closer to the wall. Or I have to aim exactly here so that when I swing out, it lands here. However, there is nothing mechanically challenging or complicated about peeking. You know, realistically, all I have to do is press one button and I'm peeking correctly. To me, it's not the buttons that I press when I peek that matters. It's the things I have to do before I peek that matter. And it all starts with intention. You have to actually understand what you're trying to accomplish by peeking. What am I actually trying to do? For example, most people would say, I'm peeking this because I want to see if they're here. Or, I peek this because I wanted to check. But seeing and checking means that my intentions are geared towards information. But if I wanted information, why am I swinging at all? You know, I could get information by just jump peeking or using utility. For example, like, I can send my clone. That's information. I don't have to swing to get information. The question I want you to ask yourself is, why am I peeking if I don't intend to kill anyone? It doesn't matter how good you are at pressing buttons and like knowing which buttons to press. If your intentions aren't clear, your peek will never be as good as you want it to be. For me, my intentions before I peek anything is that 1, I want to kill whoever is here, and 2, I'm going to kill whoever is here. So now that your intentions are clear, like, I'm swinging this because I want to kill this person, and I'm going to kill this person. So the next thing you have to do in your head before you peek is to anticipate and mentally prepare. Now, do you ever feel like every time you peek something, you get insta-killed? As if you didn't even get a chance to play? And most of the time, it's because even if I have clear intentions, I'm not actually ready to swing. Think of it like this. If you're peeking and you're not ready, then what you're doing is you're just purely reacting. And then you're panicking. Because when you swing, it's like, okay, let's see if they're here. Oh shit, they are here. I need to kill them. Oh shit. By the time you realize that, hey, there actually is a person here, you're too slow and you're dead. But if you peek believing that someone is there, then you're already prepared for them to be there. You won't be surprised when you actually see them. You'll react way faster and you won't panic nearly as much because you already expected them to be there. So how do you actually do this? How do you actually prepare yourself to swing? What I like to do is to visualize it. For example, try to see these x-rays in your head. See how these x-rays are just on top of the ramp? Okay, I should expect someone to be anywhere in this area. No, I visualize it so that when I actually peek, I already saw them in my head. There are no more surprises. Then I just swing with the intent to kill them. A good tip is to not be too precise with your visualization. An example here is, if I only visualize the right side, I'm only gonna be ready for the right side. Now if they're in the middle or on the left, I won't be ready. I'll be caught off guard. Because what I pictured didn't exactly match what was actually there. So I want it to be more general. So now you know that before you swing anything, you need to 1, make your intentions clear. Like, I am going to kill whoever is here. I want to kill whoever is here. And 2, you have to mentally prepare yourself, you know? You visualize them in your head, you know, and prepare yourself. Be ready before you swing. And if you can do these things, every time you peek anything, I guarantee you that your fights will feel way less random, and you'll naturally just have more confidence when you swing things. And the last thing I want you to do is, after you peek anything, think to yourself, did I do everything that I possibly could have to make it easier for myself? How do you actually implement this? Go into any game mode, deathmatch, team deathmatch, and even better, ranked. And your only intention when you play that game is to apply these things to your peaks. Now, one, do I have intent when I peak? Do I want to kill people? And two, like, did I visualize it? Am I actually ready before I swing? Every time you peek, think about it. You have to put in the reps and the practice to actually implement these things into your games until they become subconscious.